Alright, so before we start the video, I just want to let you guys know that I currently have a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway going on the channel right now. If you look at the top right of your screen, there should be a link popping up. Make sure you guys click that link and follow the very simple instructions down in the pinned comment of that video so you'll be eligible to enter the giveaway. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I do one of these giveaways, and also other cool videos that will be posted to this channel. Thank you guys, and let's get straight into the video. Alright, so week 3 of the NFL season is coming to a close, and for the Chicago Bears, they take an embarrassing loss to the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday. Per usual in these videos, I'm going to give my game recap on what I saw on Sunday's game, get my grades for offense, defense, special teams, and coaching, and without further ado, let's get into it. What's up guys, KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. The Bears fall to the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday, 21-16, in a game that was very frustrating to watch. A lot of things happen, and a lot of bad things, a lot of negatives coming out of this game. And, you know, this is gonna be quite the video, so I'm gonna get straight into it. The main thing everybody wants to know, per usual, how did Caleb Williams play on Sunday? Up and down, rookie performance, a lot of costly turnovers. He was 33 of 52. Yes, he threw the ball 52 times, 363 yards, only averaged 11 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns. One of those came in garbage time, 2 costly interceptions, 4 sacks, and had an 80.8 quarterback rating. Caleb Williams, look, we knew when the Bears were drafting Caleb Williams, at least I hope smart people knew that the Bears, you know, when they drafted this kid, it was going to take some time for him to get used to the NFL. He wasn't just going to come in right away like the media was telling you. Like, people on Fox, all these networks, they were telling you these huge expectations. Okay, he's going to hit CJ Stroud's record. He's going to pass for 4,000 yards. The Bears are going to win the division. You know, they're the best team in the division. People are going to fear the Bears. This offense is so broken, and there are so many things wrong with Caleb Williams. His mechanics, for sure. Now, he had moments in this game, like his connection with Rome Odunze is flawless. You know, you can tell he built a connection with him on this game. But everything else, the holding the ball too long, he took 4 sacks. I only counted 1 of those sacks on being on the offensive line. The others, he was just kind of holding the ball a little bit too long. The costly interceptions throwing into double coverage, the strip sack fumble, which was bad. That basically sealed the game for the Indianapolis Colts. You know, Caleb Williams, he's finding out very, very, very quickly that this is not the Pac-12 and this is not USC. This is the NFL, and if you're not prepared each week and if you're not getting the ball out quickly, you're going to get sacked, and you're not making the right reads, you're going to throw interceptions. Me personally, I thought he played up and down, but he really looked no different from Justin Fields last year. The sacks, the interceptions, the costly turnovers, that just can't happen. I'm glad he was able to get his first touchdown of the year, but man, those turnovers, that really cost us this game. And you take out those 2 interceptions, and the Bears might, you never know. You turn the ball over, you don't win games. So I think it was an up and down performance for Caleb Williams, and it's more of what we've seen for the first 3 weeks. Rushing the ball, this is where it was really disappointing. The Bears had every opportunity to get the ball moving, especially on the ground against this Colts team, and they just did not. I mean, Roschon Johnson, 8 attempts for 30 yards, only averaging 3.8 yards per carry. DeAndre Swift, 13 attempts for 20 yards, averaging a measly 1.5 yards per carry. This team running the football has been the worst it's ever been for the first 3 years that Matt Eberflus was here. The 2 of those years, the Bears were top 5 in rushing. This run game is just awful. The play calling has something to do with that. You know, DeAndre Swift is not a between the tackles type of back. He cannot break tackles. He cannot make people miss. So I felt like this would be a game you would go to Roschon Johnson, as he seems to be having more success, but nah. 8 attempts for 30 yards. They basically took him out the game. And, you know, when the Bears got on the goal line, you know, Roschon Johnson would have helped, but they didn't put him in the game. So I don't know. That rushing game is absolutely awful. We knew it was going to take Some of those numbers were going to go down with Justin Fields' departure because he was such a big part of that run game. But still, I didn't expect this steep of a drop-off, so not good for the rushing game. As for the receivers, other than Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet, it was a balanced attack, but Rome Odunze, man, he was great on Sunday. 11 targets, 6 receptions, had a touchdown, 112 yards. Like, man, he's got it. He's got it. And it comes after a week in which a lot of controversy was made about Rome Odunze. His father had some things to say on Twitter, about he didn't create separation well. He created separation this week, and, he was a league leader in receiving yards. So, Cole Kmet, he finally started to get that connection with Williams. The only thing I'm worried about is DJ Moore seems a little phased out of the offense for my liking. And he was a guy that's your number one receiver, game in, game out. And for Williams and Moore to be so disconnected on that offense is very concerning. I like the way the receiving core played. I thought they had a few more opportunities, especially Rome Odunze, as he was the victim of a couple overthrows by Caleb Williams. But I did like the way the receiving core played on Sunday. I think they took the next step forward. But overall, that offense was just putrid from the play calling to the execution. I'm going to have to give it a D-. They actually were able to get touchdowns, but at the same time, you can't have costly turnovers. You can't have interceptions thrown in double coverage. You can't give up 4 sacks. You got to be able to run the ball. And that's just things the Bears did not do on Sunday. And this was the week that I thought the Bears offense was going to get it together against the Indianapolis Colts, but it didn't turn out that way. Moving on to defense, I thought, me personally, even though the Bears gave up 21 points, I thought the Bears defense played great for the entirety of the game. Now, they were able to get turnovers on Anthony Richardson. They were able to get off the field on 3rd down. They gave the offense every single chance to make this game, turn this game around, and possibly put it into the win column. They were getting off the field. They were getting turnovers. Everything we complained about that defense being last year, not doing last year in the beginning parts, they're doing that now. They're a cohesive unit. They fly to the ball. But as you could see in that game, in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, you could see the Colts starting to break them down because why? They're on the field too much. There are too many turnovers on the offensive side of the ball. They're punting too much, And when the defense is on the field like that constantly, it's not good. And eventually they're going to break and they're going to give up points. I honestly think Gervon Dexter was one of the best players on that defense. Yesterday, he was constantly getting pressure. He was in the backfield. He was stuffing people at the line. Montez Sweat had a sack, 2 tackles for losses. The leading tackler of the day, because the Colts didn't have a whole lot of offensive possessions, leading tackler was only DeMarcus Walker, and he had 7 totals and 3 solos. So overall, I thought the defense played pretty well. That secondary is nice. If they get somewhat of a consistent offensive game, that defense is going to look a lot better, and they're going to have a lot more opportunities to take the ball away. I'm going to give the defense a B+. Again, late in the game, Jonathan Taylor kind of ran all over them. But what more can you do when you get off the field 7 times and your offense doesn't do nothing with it? So B+ for the defense. For special teams, Cairo Santos missed a 56-yard field goal. I ain't really tripping about that because that's really outside his range, and they could have did a little bit more with that drive. But he did hit one of his field goals for 53. Not too much in the kick return and punt return category for the special teams. I will point this out. People are mad at Torrey Taylor for being inconsistent, but he's punting way too much. I know Caleb said that he coming out of the draft, he's not going to be having to punt. But that has been the opposite this season. Torrey Taylor is on the field way too much, and he got hit hard on one of those punt plays. So I hope he's not going to be feeling any repercussions from that, as that could have been much worse than it was. But when you get hit in your plant leg, that's not a good thing for a punter. So overall, the special teams always gets the A for me. They seem to be doing their job. They don't give up a lot of yards on kick returns either. So, hey, special teams do their thing. Now, the meat and potatoes of this video, coaching. This coaching is absolutely abysmal. Matt Eberflus is probably one of the worst head coaches in the entire National Football League, period. The decisions that he makes with the timeouts, the clock management, not challenging plays, challenging the wrong plays, going for it on 4th down, going for it, taking a 2-point conversion, You know, the things that this coaching staff does, you know, they had one possession where they got a touchdown to Rome Odunze, and he wanted the offense to go back out there and go for two. One of the coaches wanted to kick the extra point. That's poor communication before your coaches. And that timeout, that costly timeout, probably cost the Bears this game because they had no time remaining. They had no timeouts to stop the clock. Even if they did stop the Indianapolis Colts, they weren't going to have a lot of time to get the ball back because you used two of your timeouts. So, you know, the conservative play calling, Shane Waldron was terrible. Probably the worst goal line call I've ever seen was a speed option on the goal line on 4th and goal that goes backwards for 6 yards. You just got rid of the quarterback that could do that type of play, yet you want to run it with the quarterback that can't run like Justin Fields. You want to do that with Caleb Williams, but you just got rid of the guy that you could do that with in Justin Fields. That play made no sense, and that cost the Bears points. This offense, nobody looks like they know what they're doing. It's miscommunication on all fronts. They still cannot pick up a stunt blitz on that O-line. You know, this coaching staff, if they don't get it together, some changes need to be made. Shane Waldron has been horrible with his play calling, the mismanagement of the backs, the running backs, you know, certain personnel decisions, you know, having Cole Kmet block a DE, that's unacceptable. And, you know, this coaching staff, they get a flat out F because we've been seeing the same things for 2 years, 3 years really. And it hasn't gotten better. And we tried to tell people this, but nobody wanted to listen. So, you know, this coaching staff really, really cost us this game, and they were awful. So they get an F- for me. Overall, the Bears should have won this game, but they didn't. This was a perfect game to show, you know, hey, our offense can get going. We can put up points. We can run the ball. Get some confidence for your team. Instead, you walk out with a 21-16 loss. I have to say one thing. I ain't really trying to hear no excuses either, because we tried to tell people that the offensive line was the issue last year. The coaching was the issue last year. Nobody wanted to listen. Nobody in the media and a lot of these fans did not want to listen. They just thought, hey, we're getting a new quarterback. He's going to fix this stuff. And we're seeing the same issues with this offense that we seen last year, and it might be worse. So, you know, the Bears are going to look to rebound next week. I think they have a game against the Rams. They're coming back to Soldier Field. Hopefully they can rebound next week, as that team is pretty bad and they're banged up. But I'm going to get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. It helps the channel grow. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys hit that sub button. Comment your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, as I post a lot of good things on my social media. And yeah, thank you guys. Bear down, and I'm out. Peace.